What is HIV?
HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. It works by attacking the immune system, the very thing that stops us getting sick. HIV targets CD4 T cells in the immune system, cells which usually coordinate our body's immune response. The virus takes over these cells and uses them to make copies of itself. Over time, HIV kills more and more of these CD4 cells, weakening the body's immune system and its ability to recognize and fight infections. If HIV isn't controlled by treatment, eventually the body becomes unable to fight off serious opportunistic infections, including tuberculosis, leukemia, pneumonia, and Kaposi sarcoma. It's these opportunistic infections that can cause death. Many people confuse HIV and AIDS. HIV is the virus that attacks the immune system. AIDS is a set of symptoms and illnesses that are a result of an immune system seriously damaged by HIV. AIDS is now more commonly called late-stage HIV. There's no cure for HIV, but antiretroviral treatment stops the virus from replicating and damaging the immune system. A person living with HIV who's on effective treatment can live a long and healthy life and never progress to late-stage HIV.
Where did HIV come from? History of HIV.
It was first recognized in the early 80s in the US, but it has roots in 1920s Kinshasa, a bustling city, more than a million pass through each year. Thanks to nearly braceways in the thriving sex trade, the virus spread out. The river to Kaisengani, to the diamond capital Abu Jamahi, and the copper mines of Lubinbashi to the US in 1968 before exploding around the world in the 1980s. 7 million people infected worldwide and counting, and the spread is far from equal 70% life in Saharan Africa. But antiretroviral drugs often hope new infections are down by over a third. Mother-to-child transformation has more than half globally. There has been a 35% decrease in death, but in the Middle East and North Africa, deaths have doubled, and globally only 37%. Living with HIV has access to treatment, so the challenge now is to make those life-saving drugs available to everyone.
There are 3 stages of HIV. The first one is acute HIV. Acute HIV is the earliest stage of HIV infection, and it generally develops within 2 to 4 weeks after infection. Some, but not all people may experience flu-like symptoms. This first sign can be mild and easily mistaken or dismissed as something else. The second stage of HIV is chronic HIV infection. This stage is typically asymptomatic, meaning that it shows no symptoms. This doesn't mean the virus is gone. It is still transmittable and active, duplicating at low levels and continuing to infect new cells. At the end of this phase, the viral load increases and the CD4 cell count decreases, so the person may begin to have the third stage symptoms.
The third stage of HIV is AIDS. The most severe phase of HIV infection. People with AIDS have such badly damaged immune system that they get an increased number of severe illness called opportunistic infection.
What is the conclusion of HIV?
The HIV epidemic has taught scientists, clinicians, public health officials, and the public that new infectious agents can still emerge. The nation must be prepared to deal with a fatal illness whose cause is initially unknown, but whose epidemiology suggests it is an infectious disease. The potential for recurring threats to the blood supply led this committee to reappraise the process, policies, and resources through which our society attempts to preserve its supply of safe blood and blood products.